Okay, so this one is kind of like a review of everything that we've done so far. Make sure, for problem number 1 and 2, make sure that you look at the symbols. So all of these are solid lines. This is a solid line. Okay, this one right here is a dashed line for number 2. It's a dashed line. So make sure you look at the symbols, whether it needs to be solid or dashed. Okay? I'm going to go straight into the harder problems, which is number 3. And you're going to need some paper because the work is not going to fit on here. Okay? I'm just letting you know. So 3, 4, 5, a bunch of these you're going to have to use some paper. So if you need to press pause and get the paper out, go ahead and do that. I'm going to start with problem number 3. It says, prove that -3, -5 is a solution for one of the following inequalities. So I'm going to plug these numbers in for x and y in all of these inequalities and see which one is true and which one is false. Okay, just like when we check solutions on the papers that we've done previously, we're going to do the same thing right here. So we're going to start off with letter A. So A says y is less than 3x. So we're going to put parentheses around the y, less than 3 parentheses around the x. And remember, we're checking that the solution is -3, -5. So that's my x and my y. So in place of x, I'm going to put -3. And in place of y, I'm going to put -5. Okay? Here, there's nothing to do, so you bring it down, bring this down, and then multiply these two. 3 times -3 is -9. Is this a true statement or a false statement? Which number is smaller? This number is smaller. Right here it says that -5 is less than -9. That is a false statement. That is not true. So A is not true. Let's try B. B says y greater than -3x plus 1. We're going to put parentheses around the y and parentheses around the x. And we're going to plug in our numbers. So remember, my y is -5. My x is -3. Okay, so this stays -5 greater than. You can put this whole thing in the calculator and see what it gives you. So let's see, we have -3 parentheses, -3 close parentheses, plus 1, enter. That gives us 10. So I'm going to put 10 right here. And let's read this statement that says -5 is greater than 10. Is that true or false? Is -5 greater than 10? No, that is false. That is not true. 10 is bigger. The number 10 is bigger. That's not true. Letter C. We have y less than 3x plus 5. Put parentheses around the y and parentheses around the x. And we're going to plug in our numbers. So my y is -5. My x is -3. This stays -5 less than, and then we put this in the calculator and see what it gives us. So now I have 3 parentheses -3 close parentheses plus 5, enter. That gives me -4. Okay, so let's read this statement. It says -5 is less than -4. Is -5 less than -4? Is -5 smaller than -4? Yes, that is a true statement. The answer is C. But let's check D just to make sure. D says y greater than 3x plus 7. Put parentheses around the y, greater than, put parentheses around the x, and plug in your numbers. This is -5, this is -3. So this gives me -5 greater than, put this in the calculator, press enter. That gives you -2. -5 is greater than -2. That is not true. -5 is smaller than -3. This is a false statement. That's why D is not the answer. Okay, so see how much work I had to show just for one problem? All of that work would not have fit in number 3, so that's why you need extra paper, and there's other problems that you're going to have to do the same thing for. Okay, so I want you to do the same thing for number 4. Do the same thing for number 4. So remember, number 3 was C. Do the same thing for number 4. Do the same thing for number 5. Number 6, you're going to have to graph it and see which one is a solution. So number 6 and 7 are similar, so I'm going to do number 7 and you do number 6. So let's do number 7. Okay, this is the inequality that they gave us. The symbol greater than or equal to means that it's a solid line and that it's shaded above because it's greater than or equal to. Okay, so we're going to have solid line and closed points. So you can put this in the calculator, x minus 2 trace, and see where it goes through. You can also figure out that your b is at -2. That's the y-intercept. That's where we're going to start. And that the slope is 1, which means 1 over 1. So we're going to go up 1 over 1 to the right. So just like yesterday, we're going to put this in the calculator and we're going to find some pretty points. Y equals x minus 2, trace. The first point is right here at 0, -2, because that's my y-intercept. Okay, if I press 1, enter, go ahead and plot that point, 1, -1. 2, enter. That's where we're at, 2, 0, plot the point. 3, enter, plot the point, and keep going. Okay, just keep typing those in. So this is what we have. We have a pretty point here. The next pretty point was here. Look at my pattern. The next pretty point was here. So you just keep going up 1 over 1. This is the slope. Okay? And then you connect your dots, solid line. And we are shading above the line. So everything above the line, draw arrows. And then we're going to shade everything above the line, right? So then it says, which coordinate point represents a solution to this inequality? So we're going to plot these points on this graph, and we're going to see which ones are solutions and which ones are not. A says 4, 0. So if I plot 4, 0, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. Is that a solution? No, because it's not on the line and it's not on the shaded area. -3, 5. -3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is on the line. Okay, that is on the line, so that is a solution. But guess what? This problem, there was a mistake on it, okay, because of the inequality symbol. So this problem has two answers. So let's keep going. C says 7, 2. So 7 to the right and up 2. That is not a solution because it's not on the shaded area and it's not on the line. And letter D, negative 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, is also, it's a solution because it's on the shaded area. So this problem had two answers. That hardly ever happens, and it won't happen on the star trust theme. Okay? If the symbol would not have had this line underneath, the answer would have been D. Because remember, you cannot have solutions that are on dashed lines. All right, and let's go to the back. Problem number 9. For problem number 9, you're going to do the same thing that we did for problem number 3. You're going to take that equation and you're going to put parentheses around the x and the y. And you're going to substitute your answer. So like this is your x, this is your y, plug them in, see if it works. The ones that work will be it. So I'll just do letter A. If I plug 4 and 2 here, okay, 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. Oops. And then less than 16. 8 plus 8 is 16, less than 16. Is 16 less than 16? No, 16 is equal to 16. So that's why this cannot work, because it says that it has to be less than $16. You cannot spend $16. It has to be less than. So keep going. Okay, I would erase my answers here and then do letter B, C, and D and see which one works for you. Okay? Keep going. If you have any questions, make sure that you ask the sub or Ms. Betancourt or help each other out. Make sure that you check your answers, and if you get one wrong, see why did you get it wrong.